It is Socceroos time, everyone. Australia looking to get on the board in round 3 of World Cup qualifiers. We're taking on China in Adelaide tonight. It's a first match in charge for Tony Popovic. And as you can see, we've got the squad lineup here. It is very interesting. We'll keep an eye on the lineup itself as the game goes on. It might not be exactly this, but this is potentially what we could see. A back 3, back 5, potentially for the Socceroos. Hello to everyone shooting in live here. I see Conscript in the chat. Harvey here. Han Lee says, let's grab our first 3 points of round 3. That has to be it. Look, this game's simple tonight, right? We did live watch-alongs for the last couple of games. The Bahrain game, the loss, and the draw against Indonesia. And simply we just need to see like an improved performance, regardless of results. But this game is simple. We need a win. It doesn't matter how we get it. I don't even care about the scoreline. I don't even care if it's a sneaky winner in the 91st minute. We need 3 points tonight to get ourselves on the board and to keep the World Cup dream alive. Blinker says back 5, Popper out. We'll see. We'll see with this formation. I can't see how it could be any different. Could we see one of these guys playing midfield? Maybe Tommy Deng come into midfield. I can't say I've seen Lewis Miller or Aziz Beige play midfield in my life. Con says hosts are talking a back 3. So good to see you guys here, man. Ari's here as well, 2 times champ. Is he? Zig says, God bless your hard work on the football game. Appreciate that, Zig. I love your input in the game. Thank you. Spencer, good to see you here. Currently at work. We'll be in the chat for the second half. Great 11. Would have picked Boss over Bajic and Metcalf in for Deng. Move up to midfield. Yeah, Geordie Boss is the big one. Hey, I'm surprised Geordie Boss isn't starting. Maybe it's, the fact that Geordie Boss is still just coming back from injury. But, Aziz Beige hasn't been playing competitive football. Aziz Beige hasn't been playing football. He's captain of Melbourne City this season, Aziz Beige. A-League season kicks off next week, obviously. Hasn't played a competitive football game since what? A couple months ago against Perth Glory in the Australia Cup round of 16. 32. Round of 32. Fortnite says, hello, Lockie. Tried my best to attend the game, but unfortunately couldn't get my shifts covered. Sorry to hear that, Fortnite. Would have obviously you're an Adelaide resident yourself. And obviously it's great to see the Socceroos playing in Adelaide. But hopefully we can provide you some entertainment and some enjoyment here with the live watch along. John says, Sutan needs subtitles for his interview on 10 just now. Yeah, I was watching it just before. The Scottish accent coming through pretty thick there for Suta. Dom is here. Dom says, enjoy the game, guys. Great to see you, Dom. Thanks for jumping in, man. Hope all is well. Check out Dom's Ball Chat. He makes some great Aussie football content as well on his channel. Troy says, good to see Troy here. Nervous before this game. Lots to be excited about. Yeah, very curious to see how this soccer team goes tonight. Kickoff is not too far away. The teams are preparing to come out onto the field as we speak. And you can watch this game on Channel 10, 10 Play, Paramount Plus. We've been doing a bunch of live watch-alongs for the last few weeks now, a variety of tournaments, Australia Cup, some Asian Champions League stuff. We're keeping it on Mariners and Sydney FC in the Asian Champions League Elite and Asian Champions League 2, respectively. It seems to be a different channel, a different, where can you watch this game? And for the Socceroos, it's pretty easy because the answer is, well, pretty much everywhere in terms of where you can watch football in Australia. And that means it's on Channel 10, it's on Paramount Plus. It's, no excuse to miss this one tonight. Con says, I'm disappointed about Nizzy not making selection. However, last match, he didn't really make an impact, so understandable. I'm surprised Nizzy got dropped, hey. I am surprised he got dropped, especially considering the fact that, he hasn't really done nothing, wrong necessarily. But as you say there, Cons, he hasn't really been given the chance to make an impact, you know what I mean? Yeah. Fortnite says, thoughts on Victory's latest signing, Lockie. Does that mean the end of Arzani? Well, this is the big sort of narrative that has just developed in the past hour. Melbourne Victory have just tonight, out of nowhere, announced a new signing, a winger, Santos, winger joining the club. Does that mean the end of Arzani? I don't think so. I don't think so. That'd be pretty crazy for Arzani was just to be completely frozen out from here on out. I'm very curious to see what that looks like now at Victory because they seem to have a wealth of attackers now going forward. So I am surprised. We'll have to look at Victory squad and in terms of where Santos fits into it. But yeah, for those who missed it, and I don't blame you if you have missed it, Melbourne Victory have out of nowhere made a signing of another winger. Marcus says Auckland are signing a mystery winger. Yes, yes. Steve Corica did tease that. And it's interesting that we are seeing a couple more late signings come through, free agents. We saw earlier today Stefan Kolakowski joining Wellington Phoenix. Great signing for the Phoenix. Almost Clutch, good to see you here. Says, I think the winger signing was more of an explanation for losing Ben Falami. Yeah, that could be right. But yeah, I mean, one of these guys, when you look at this isn't turning into a Melbourne Victory stream. The Socceroos team are walking out right now. But just quickly on Melbourne Victory, I mean, you look at the wingers there: Arzani, Valupale, Santos now. Jing Reese can play in a wide position. Ren Episcopo's been playing out wide. Is there anyone else I'm missing? You know, they've got an abundance of attackers now. And that's just the wide players, hey? All right. Clyde says, do you think we'll need a super sub to win? Well, that's the interesting thing, right? You can see the bench that we got down here at the bottom of that squad graphic. So we've got obviously Geordie Boss. Oh, worth mentioning as well. No Matty Ryan tonight. He's on the bench. Matty Ryan on the bench. So Joe actually starts in his hometown in Adelaide, which is great to see. But Geordie Boss, Yazbek, Valupale could make his Socceroos debut tonight. Jason Gary is in there. Stamatolopoulos wearing the number 9 tonight. Rustic, Izzo, McGree, Bacchus, Bratton, Burgess. There's certainly a few players on the bench tonight that could have an impact for the Socceroos, especially if we are, towards the end of the game and still get, chasing a goal. And the obvious ones we look at are McGree and Rustic. Look, the Socceroos tonight, again, we'll keep an eye on whether this lineup is the exact lineup. This is the expected lineup that we expect the Socceroos to play based off the team sheet. Potentially a 3 central defenders with 2 wing backs. This is a formation that Tony Popovich has played before during his time at Perth Glory when he won the premiership with Glory back in 2019. So yeah, there isn't necessarily like a number 10, you know what I mean, like a creative playmaker. So if we're chasing, I would not be surprised if we are chasing the game later on. If a defender comes off, if like Dang or Rolls maybe come off, and we bring on a Hrustic or McGree. And that's the reassuring thing, if this game isn't necessarily going to plan in the first, half an hour, 45 minutes, we have the players to really shake it up. And you've got obviously Valupale who can provide something on the wing. No Silvera tonight in the lineup as well. He was not included on the bench. Hopefully nothing too serious in terms of any injury or anything there for Silvera. G'day, Jared. Jared says Duke is such a hit and miss. Yeah, hopefully he can get back on the score sheet tonight. Do we expect typical Popper? Says Almost Clutch. We're about to find out. Tanley says, for at the back, give me 2017 Ange Ball flashback. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the last time that the Socceroos did play with a back 3. Going back to those Ange Postecoglou days. Feels like a long, long time ago now. All right, great to see everyone here tonight joining us for the Socceroos Watch Along. Hit the like button to support. You can also consider sending through a super chat. This is our 3rd match of this round of qualifiers. A loss and a draw so far. And the simple thing for tonight is that we just need to win. We need to win. I don't care how we get it, but we need to win. Clyde says Iran Kunda looking cold during the national anthem. Like literally cold or like cool cold? What's the temperature in Adelaide? I don't even know. Colin says, no Silvera, no Nizzy. Maybe Popo is still dirty on ex-Mariners players of recent years. I mean, that was the first thing I thought when the squad was announced last week and there was no Nisbet, there was no Ballard, who a lot of people were calling for him to be included. No Triantis, who was maybe a long shot to get added into the squad, but another name. So yeah, maybe Popovic is still hurting after that grand final loss just a few months ago in the A-League. Joe, good to see you here. Says, I didn't expect this game to be at Adelaide Oval. Thought it would have been at Coopers. Oh, they would have. Coopers are too small. I mean, I think Coopers, what's the capacity at Coopers Stadium? Home of Adelaide United. I think it's only like 18,000 or something like that, right? 18,000. Someone, Adelaide fans, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's around that. But Adelaide Oval, I think, how much does Adelaide Oval hold? Like 50,000? A bit more than that, something like that. Fortnite says 16.5. Con says 6.5. Thanks for that, folks. 17K says Pseudo. Here we go. Yeah, so I mean, the atmosphere would have been crazy, but it would have sold out in a minute. Clyde says Irvine will carry as captain. Yeah, look, big expectations a lot of pressure on Jackson Irvine tonight. I thought I made my thoughts pretty clear in the last couple of games and some of the reviews that we did, the review videos that we did. I thought Jackson Irvine really underperformed in those last couple of games. I'm a huge Jackson Irvine fan. I think he's fantastic, and he was great in our World Cup campaign in 2022. But yeah, he really has to lead. He's wearing the captain's armband tonight in place of Matty Ryan. Intellectual says there's 40,000 here right now. Are you in the stadium right now, Intellectual? Tarnley says Gauchi starting is great. Yeah, I'm happy about it. Joe Gauchi, look, this is something that we've sort of been talking about for maybe the last like 6 to 12 months now about the goalkeeping situation. And I think we're feeling really happy in terms of the goalkeepers that we have available to us right now in Matty Ryan, who's obviously the most experienced one. Paul Izzo, who's coming off a great A-League campaign and is playing regularly in Denmark. And then you've got Joe Gauchi, who's a top young keeper, who's on the bench at Aston Villa. Made an appearance in the League Cup the other day, Joe Gauchi. Great to see him getting a run here in the national team as well from the start. But Paul Izzo, I mean, he's the one who's already played 11 games for his club so far this season. I wouldn't have been surprised if he got the nod, especially considering that Paul Izzo was at Tony Popovic's Melbourne victory last season, obviously. Fortnite says, I listened to the new episode of Ben and Steph podcast today, and it got me so hyped for the season. It's on my to-do list to listen to that podcast. I haven't gotten around to listening to their season previews yet. I know they did it over 2 episodes, and I've got to get onto it. Ben and Steph. For those that don't know, that is Ben Garuccio and Stephen Mork, 2 A-League players, have a podcast, and it's great. It's great. Check it out. Justin, good to see you here. He said, just got dinner. Interesting. It could be good. Loving O'Neill. Well, I hope you enjoy your meal, Justin. Kickoff is just around the corner here tonight. Clyde says, I think Nestori will score a banger. Let's hope so. I mean, Aaron Kunda on the right wing as well. There's so many talking points with the squad tonight. And as we come back from the ad break, we are set for kickoff. Australia taking on China here. Socceroos, of course, wearing their home kit. China wearing their, well, I assume that's their home kit as well. It's a nice kit that China have too. It's like it's not straight up red. It's almost like it's borderline orange, blood orange, if you will. And first things first here for the Socceroos, we're keeping an eye on how exactly they are lining up. Is it indeed the 3 central defenders? And quickly looking at things right now, it does appear to be that is that Nestori or Nkunda playing a bit more of a central role, maybe inverted wingers here. That's interesting. Free kick going away of China early on here in the middle of the park. But Craig Goodwin appears to be on the right-hand side. Aaron Nkunda on the left. We'll see. It might be another situation which we often see where wingers sort of swap sides. But that is a real surprise as well. So Tony Popovic really shaking up this team, isn't he? Really shaking up this team. Suter with the winner. I mean, when we get these set pieces, it's all about Harry Suter, hey? All about Harry Suter. Intellectual. Hope you enjoy the game from Adelaide Oval. Appreciate you jumping in the live chat as well. And yes, we'll definitely be playing Griddle at halftime as we always do. Leanne asked thoughts. Stanislopoulos starting on the bench tonight. Not too surprising, to be honest. Not too surprising. I think Stamatolopoulos, he's just recently coming back from injury. Scored his first goal for Motherwell recently. And the Duke, I mean, he's just the more senior striker. So not surprised that Popovic has gone with Duke. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Stamatolopoulos come off the bench tonight. Peacher says, I miss more his pinpoint crosses. We miss Aaron Moy. So Australia playing out from the back here, a little bit under pressure. You can see China playing pretty high, looking to apply the pressure. Australia trying to play their way through. China, we should mention, haven't made a great start to this round of qualifiers. To be fair, they did have two very tricky games, taking on Japan and Saudi Arabia. Lost both of those games. Lost 7-0. Lost 7-0 away to Japan, and then 2-1 loss against Saudi Arabia. Against, we should mention, a 10-man Saudi Arabia as well. Saudi Arabia did have a player sent off in that game and still managed to win it 2-1. So China, this is a big occasion for them as well. I mean, this is the two bottom teams in this group. And whoever wins it, well, whoever loses it is well and truly rock bottom. Goodwin, ooh, that's a foul. That's a foul. We're 3 minutes in, and Socceroos have a good free kick opportunity here. Get out of New Jets. Go the Roos, indeed. Yeah, absolutely got shoved there, didn't he? Big challenge on the wing and a free kick opportunity here for the Socceroos. G'day, Boston. Good to see you here. I'm doing well. Salami Sushi. You can watch this game on Channel 10. It's on Paramount Plus, 10 Play. So it's, yeah, any of those spots. Delivery straight towards the keeper who punches. Goodwin heads it back in towards Sutar. Tricky one. Deng goes backwards. Great to see Tommy Deng starting tonight. Don't often see Thomas Deng starting. Has been included in the last few squads, but hasn't really gotten much of a look in terms of actually playing for the Socceroos. So great to see Thomas Deng starting tonight. He's been playing pretty regularly over in Japan this season. Goodwin. Great chance here for Goodwin. Oh, dude, he was looking for that run of Aaron Kunda. He just got tripped up, and it's going to be a corner. So we're keeping an eye on this lineup situation for the Socceroos, but in the opening few minutes, it does appear to be inverted wingers. Those two wingers playing on opposite flanks. So Goodwin on the right, Aaron Kunda on the left. That is interesting. So Goodwin with another set-piece delivery here. Where's Harry? Where's Suter? There he is. Deng's there as well. Dude, there's so many bodies in the box, and O'Neill hits. Deflection over the bar. Deflection over the bar. Won't be going to the Sydney derby, but will be doing a live watch-along for it, Boston. So excited for the A-League to get underway next week. And you can join us for a live watch-along of the Sydney derby next Saturday. That is October 19, I believe. We, of course, are as well doing a Socceroos watch-along for the next game. We are taking on Japan away. And that's why we need to win this game as well. I mean, not only are we in a situation where we obviously want to win this game to get 3 points on the board, but it's going to be really tricky to get a result next week against Japan. Not sure if there was like a potential VAR check there or something, but the referee paused play for a moment. Goodwin with another delivery here. Come on, boys. Towards the keeper. Out for O'Neill. Towards Miller. Improvised a little. Dude, if that went in, that would have been a crazy goal. Lewis Miller. Over the bar. Tan Lee. I mean, that's an interesting theory. Tan Lee says, my theory for Australia is the back three is to get ready for the Japan match. I mean, I guess it does mean that we can, really drop back into a back five if we want to hold out Japan up. It's an interesting thought there, Tan Lee. That's for sure. Troy says, I'm liking our strong passes. I thought our passing game has been very weak. Yes. Yeah, just the last couple of games were far too slow, too stagnant. And I think you're right. I mean, just the strong passes are already just a bit more bit more speed about our game in the opening 5 minutes here. Clyde, I'm watching on Paramount Plus tonight. Fortnight. Will you do a watch along for Adelaide Central Coast Mariners game week 2? Potentially that one, but the priority for that week is the Melbourne Derby, which is, I believe, straight after that game. We've got a Melbourne Derby round 2 on the Saturday night, so we'll definitely be doing a live watch along for that one as well. But who knows? We might have to do a double watch along. G'day, Alistair, who says, I was at the Bahrain game, was embarrassing. Absolutely. I mean, not a result that anyone expected from the Socceroos. And hopefully we do respond tonight. G'day to NRL on top as well. Good to see you here. So Socceroos with a couple early set pieces in this game. China's goalkeeper called into action a couple times, but did pretty well to clear things away. Lewis Miller and Aidan O'Neill with a couple of shots that went wide of the mark. Great question. Who's your pick for the A-League top scorer this season? Great question indeed. I mean, Adam Taggart's going to be up there. He won it last season at Perth Glory. I think Nikos Virgos is a chance at Melbourne victory. 3 goals in the Australia Cup already. Got some fantastic creative players around him. Patrick Lamala could get on the end of plenty of attacks at Sydney FC as well. Yes, that Sydney FC attack is already looking so dangerous. Anas Waheen, Douglas Costa, Joe Lolly. So Patrick Lamala playing a striker at Sydney could pick up plenty of goals this season. So there's a few, that's for sure. Could be up there. No worries, Boston. Hope you're enjoying that derby next week. I'm sure it's going to be a great occasion as always. Huge fixture to kick off the new A-League season next week. Miller down the right. That looks like a foul, and it is. Another push. Once again, on that right-hand side, another push. And Socceroos get the free kick. Oh, big question. NRL on top. That's the question. I don't think so. I'm the most optimistic Mariners fan, and it's going to be so difficult for Mariners to do the three-peat. I think there's been plenty of other teams in the A-League men's this season who have recruited so well. When you look at the likes of Sydney FC, of Melbourne Victory, MacArthur, of even West Sydney Wanderers. My ladder prediction is out right now. If you guys haven't seen it as well on the channel, you can check that out afterwards. But yeah, I think it's pretty tough for the Mariners to do the three-peat. Craig Goodwin's free kick here. Look at that. China's defending here. Number of players in the box. Does Goodwin go direct? 2 players on the wall. Lewis Miller. Oh, bleeding. Lewis Miller has blood trickling down the arm. And the referee has just told him to leave the field to get cleaned up. Who knows where that came from? Must have gotten a scratch or something there. Anyway, there is a scratch on the elbow of Lewis Miller. He's getting treated, but Craig Goodwin with a set piece. Good delivery too. Dangerous, but it's cleared away. It's sort of like stopped in the middle, and a Socceroos player just needed to have a swing at it. But we couldn't get on the end of it there. Wow. Fortnite asks, who do you think this season's dark horses in the A-League men? Dark horses. I want to say Perth Glory. I know in my latter prediction, spoiler alert, I didn't call them to finish top 6, but they've done a lot of interesting transfer business. And David Zrillich, interested to see how he goes as head coach. And there seems to be a bit of more of a positive energy now around Perth Glory. So potentially Perth Glory is a dark horse this season as Bayic delivers straight to the hands of the keeper. Auckland FC is dark horses. They could be strong this year as well. China are in behind here. Kai Rolls is there to defend it out, and the flag is up anyway, but China with their first little glimpse in behind. Interesting one. Should the A-League add a team from any Pacific Islands? I mean, maybe. I think that's a long, long way if that was to happen. I think there's several locations in Australia that we'd probably expand to first. So that's definitely the direction I would go in. Keep it local for now. It'd be great. That'd be really interesting. I guess it just means the travel's a lot more, the lengthy travel. The New Zealand trips are already long enough as they are. So, yeah. Justin says early days, but so far I like what I see. Yeah, it's been a decent start. 12 minutes in, 0-0. But the Socceroos with a handful of set pieces already, corners and free kicks, and not quite fashioning a shot on target just yet, but promising signs. And again, it looks like the two wingers again. So if you're just tuning in, the two wingers appear to be playing inverted. So it does appear to be Conda on the left and Goodwin on the right, but they're staying quite narrow, the two wingers. You can see how the wing backs here, Miller and Bates, are getting really high up the park. I mean, I'd love to see Geordie Boss on in this game. I think that kind of role playing high up on the left-hand side would really suit Geordie Boss. That's his role, man. Left wing back. I think that's his best position. But I tell you what, I don't mind this setup for the Socceroos. You've got those three central defenders. And when the Roos are in possession here, you can see Miller and Bates getting right up high, staying wide. Goodwin has kept this ball in play. 13 minutes have passed, and it's still 0-0. Fireball likes the passing too. There's clearly an intention to play quickly. Smooth, direct passing. It is good indeed. Great to hear, Boston. RBB in the Cove. Two of the best active supports in the league, that's for sure. Clyde says, do you think Oceania gets strong? As Oceania gets stronger, we will no longer be part of Asia for international competitions. And if so, do you think it'll be easy for us? That's an interesting thought. I don't think I can't see us returning to Oceania. I think we're in Asia, and that's just the way it's going to stay. But great to see, Oceania football is continuing to progress. Another cheap giveaway from Goodwin. Craig Goodwin's been pretty heavily involved in the opening quarter of an hour in this game in Adelaide. Looks like a pretty solid turnout at Adelaide Oval too. Tens of thousands of fans in attendance. The first time Socceroos are playing in Adelaide for 7 or 8 years or something like that. It's been ages. G'day, KC7. Good to see you here. Clyde says, we are playing quite a possession-based game, which I can't say I hate. No worries, Boston. Thanks for tuning in, mate. David Salmon, how are they playing under Popovich so far? Can't watch the game. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good already. A bit more energy about the side. Passing has been direct and accurate. A couple early set pieces, but Socceroos yet to have a real clear-cut opportunity. Trying to get him forward now. Bajic with a clearance. Kunda trying to wriggle it free. Under pressure here. Rolls is caught in possession. Chance for China. We go edge of the box. It's swung in, but no one's there for them. And Miller should send this one long. Back the ding. We'll drive it up midfield now. O'Neill. Duke. Heavy touch. There's a couple of heavy touches so far. Goodwin and Duke with losing possession on a couple of occasions. But I'm optimistic about this formation. I'm optimistic about this setup. Again, we're seeing these inverted wingers. So Aaron Kunda on the left and Goodwin on the right. So when in possession, it's really becoming almost like a 3-2-5. Getting sort of 5 players up in that front line in a way as well. Hey. Where is the Japan game at? It is in Japan. I'm not sure where in Japan, to be honest. If anyone knows, feel free to let us know. It's Duke. Can't direct that one on target. Mitch Duke starting once again tonight for the Socceroos. Only two strikers named in the Socceroos squad. Two sort of out-and-out strikers, if you like, Duke and Stamatolopoulos, which is a bit of a shake-up from what Graham Arnold did. I mean, to be fair, Graham Arnold did often play with two strikers and would name, 4 or 5 strikers each squad. But Popovic, that's one of the things that he's changed already. Just 2 strikers. So no Taggart, no Iredale. Just Stamatolopoulos and Duke for the strikers tonight. Saitama. Andrew says, I'm going. Love it. Hope you enjoy, Andrew. Bornbardo, good to see you here. Bornbardo says, we need to stop starting Mitch Duke. I mean, Cassini Young is the other one, actually, as well. Unfortunately, not included in this window, but I think he's still super important for the Socceroos going forward. Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, who knows? Mitch Duke, how old is Mitch Duke now? 32, 33? Probably got a few more years featuring for the Socceroos, I'd imagine. Tarnley says we have so much quality on the bench. Yeah, I'm feeling good about our bench, man. I'm feeling good about our bench. 18 minutes of football in Adelaide, 0-0 between the Socceroos and China. But so far, Australia, you can see when they're on the ball, looking pretty dominant. Let's see if we can create some chances from open play here. Miller down the right. Lewis Miller. Again, great to see Lewis Miller starting tonight. I think this attacking wing-back role will suit someone like Lewis Miller, who's fantastic in attacking situations. Being a Mariners fan, I know that pretty well. Ball in the box. Can we get a strike away? Miller. I see China doing pretty well defending so far. Looks like they're defending with a back 5 as well here, China. Andrew says, cheers, Lockie, me, and the other half of Melbourne Victory supporters. Tokyo, not far for us to go. Love it, Andrew. 33. Duke is 33. Thank you, Marcus and Leanne. Yes, I did. Yes, I did see Tottenham's debacle on the weekend, unfortunately. Rolls goes long. Goodwin's in behind, but the keeper comes out for it. Side flag was up anyway. So Craig Goodwin on the right-hand side. I mean, it's an interesting experiment here from Tony Popovic. It allows Goodwin, obviously, to cut in on his favoured left boot and, get some strikes on goal. On the left. Very interesting indeed. I haven't seen too much of Aaron Kunde just yet. A lot of these Socceroos moves, I mean, in the opening 20 minutes here, a lot of these Socceroos moves have been coming down the right-hand side. Trying to go long. Sutan misses it. Oh, no. No. They've scored. China score. Somehow bounces all the way through, and China have scored. How did that even happen? No. Well, the worst possible start for Tony Popovic and the Socceroos. China open the lead. I mean, it came from this free kick from the offside, deep in the opponent's half. I mean, potential offside. That initial flick on. Great finish, but how has that trickled through the back line? Sloppy, says Jens. Horror, says Locke, yes. Great finish. I mean, was that offside? Not. Clyde says could be offside. What is going on? Oh, dude, crazy indeed, Alistair. Well, a disaster for the Socceroos at the back. China lead. The goal stands. Wow. Bornbardo says Route 1, football kills us. Came off our player, says Justin. Yeah. Wow. The long ball, and we just didn't deal with it. I mean, dude, I'm stunned. Dude. I'm stunned. As Tarnley says here, speechless. What the heck? It's just like out of nowhere. China with their first chance of the game, 20 minutes in, and they've scored. It's 1-0. 1-0. What was that indeed? Worst possible start here for Tony Popovic. Wow. Okay. So now this is a testy. This is a testy for Australia, for Tony Popovic. Oh, Irankunda with an awful giveaway. China are breaking away again here. Through the middle, the through ball. Tommy Deng is back for it. It's the third time that the ball has been cheaply given away by one of our attackers, Goodwin, Duke, and Irankunda. Giving the ball away. And you can see Goodwin there just signaling to his teammates the formation, I reckon. Said 3-4-3 by the looks of things. Just organising the team once again. But I tell you what, this is pressure. This is pressure for the Socceroos. This is a really, really tricky position to be in. Look, there's still a long, long way to go in this game, but we need a response here. We need to reply, and we need to do it quickly. Irankunda from range, just wide. I don't mind it. I don't mind the strike. Oh, boy. Dude, what a start. Are you kidding me, dude? We're rattled. I mean, Tanley says here, we're rattled. I mean, it looked pretty. I thought we looked pretty composed early on. Hey, it looked pretty composed, but out of nowhere, trying to score, and hopefully that doesn't unsettle the players all that much. Look, the players know better than anyone the pressure that's on them, the pressure that's on this team to get a result here in this game, and I hope that this doesn't unsettle the team. Big test here for Tony Popovic. Ball coming forward again for China. Sutar is there to get it cleared. And already China looking a little bit dangerous, especially on the counter-attack. Born Bartis is calling it now. Japan 4, Australia 0 next Tuesday. I mean, it is a reality. It is a reality, and that's simply because of the quality of China, I think, more than anything. Hey, yeah. Will says, I'm not looking forward to the Japan game. I mean, it's just going to be so tricky to get a result, right? Japan have a squad of players who are playing at the top level, of football around the world. Some top clubs around the world. It's going to be so difficult, especially away, to get a result against Japan. And around top says, I predict 7-0 against Japan against Australia. I mean, that was a scoreline against China. Japan did beat China 7-0. So who knows? If we end up losing here against China, who knows what next week could look like. But 25 minutes in, and it's Australia 0, China 1. Worst possible start here. We've still got plenty of time. So we are going to see what the Socceroos do here going forward to respond. You can see, again, these wing-backs getting so high. Staying wide, providing the width there. And I like it. I do like the setup here for Australia. Kai rolls, sending one in towards Goodwin. Good defensive header. Deng to back it up. And we'll go backwards. That's right, Baby Rhino. First shot for China goes in. Australia has 4. Yeah, I mean, none of Australia's shots were really, those chances weren't necessarily great chances. Some wayward strikes. Let's see if we can manufacture an opportunity. We're bouncing it around the edge of the box nicely, but not finding a way through China's stubborn defense. And that's probably a foul. No, play on. Goodwin. He loses it as well. Craig Goodwin's lost. I mean, we love Craig Goodwin. He's lost the ball maybe 3 times already this game. He's just given it away way too cheaply on a few occasions already. Wayward passes, and that time just the heavy touch, and pretty cheaply just gave it away. So we have to keep working at it for the next 20 minutes in this half. But I mean, we talked about this pre-game. We talked about this pre-game. If we end up having to chase this game, chase the goal, we've got the bench to do it. And I think Popovic would have to make a tactical tweak. Bring on one of the 10s. Bring on Hrustic, bring on McGree. Get that extra creative player in there. I'm sure Popovic is already thinking about that for the second half if the scoreline stays this way. Peach says the team is unorganised. The goal has shook them. Locke says China seemed comfortable defending a low block. This can be a long game. Could well be a long game indeed. It could well be a long game. Baby Runner says change at halftime, do you think, or later in the game? I think if we're trailing, I think change at halftime. I think if we're trailing, we need to change. A draw tonight. Lewis Miller cops a push. I think a draw tonight would not be good enough for the Socceroos. Considering the situation in the standings, a draw would not be good at all. We need to win. We need to win. So I think if we're still training at half time, Hrustic or McGree has to come on. Have to come on. Bornvada says, what do you reckon, Coasty? Your Popper, what changes are you making? Do we change our formation? Yeah, I think it's either Deng or Rolls who drop out. I think one of the centre backs come off and we go to a 4-2-3-1, which is what we talked about in our preview video earlier in the week. That was the expectation that the Socceroos might play a 4-2-3-1, and I think that's what we should do. I think if it stays this way at half time, centre back off, either Rolls or Deng for me. Two solid defenders, nothing against those guys, but just to make the way for an attacking player. For me, I'd probably bring on Hrustic. I'd probably bring on Aiden Hrustic, someone who can unlock a defence, provides a bit of X factor in the middle of the park. You've got Irvine and O'Neill sitting a bit deeper behind him as Tommy Deng pretty cheaply gives the ball away as well. Leanne says bring on Jason Carrier at halftime. So China, I mean, this is a perfect start for them. This is the perfect start for China. They're doing a pretty good job of holding Australia out, despite the Socceroos having the bulk of possession, and they've already got a goal. Mitch Duke is down and hurt here after colliding with an opposition player and holding the face. Hopefully nothing too serious here for Mitchell Duke. Yeah, a bit of a heavy contact there. Strong contact. Hopefully Duke, the shoulders are right. Currently getting treated for this one. Troy says maybe too many at the back. I think we need more in midfield personally. Yeah, look, it's an interesting choice from Tony Popovic to go for this setup. When we're in possession, we've got the three central defenders and then the wing backs providing the width. Aaron Corner and Goodwin have been tucking inside. I don't mind it. But yeah, if it's not working after 45 minutes, I think it has to change. I think it does have to change. G'day, Sam. Day's been good, Sam. Hope yours has been good as well. As Tony Popovic is having a chance here just to have a chat to his players. As Mitch Duke is receiving this treatment. Matthew, good to see you here in the chat tonight, Matt, says the teams would pick up unaspiring. Where are the players like Anthony Caceres, Alex Robertson, Anthony Calick? Calick's an interesting one. I don't know if we'll see Calick in a Socceroos squad anytime soon, but who knows? I mean, if he keeps up some good form over in Europe. Robertson, I mean, we'll see what happens with Alex Robertson going forward. Apparently there was an eligibility issue, according to Tony Popovic in his press conference. Something regarding paperwork. Who knows? So hopefully that gets sorted out and we do see Robertson wearing green and gold not before too long. Caceres is an interesting one there, Matthew. I mean, good season at Sydney last season. But I think the thing that maybe doesn't favour Caceres as much is that there's lots of players who play Caceres' sort of position, sort of like an attacking midfielder who are just younger, Yeah. West Jakarta, unfortunately injured, which is a real shame. Alexandra Jakarta suffering an ACL injury last month, which was a devastating news to hear. So he'll be out for some time, unfortunately, Chikati, which is a shame because he was starting. He was playing football for Parma Serie A this season already, and obviously had a couple of decent games for the Socceroos last month. He was probably our best player in those first couple of games last month. So no Chikati for a little while, but luckily the Socceroos have pretty decent options in the back to replace. Sam says, my day's been good until a few minutes ago, but I'm ready for next Saturday as the mighty Jets face Melbourne City. I hope we make sure the Jets get your ladder prediction wrong and finish 11th. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle Jets, even though they're my rivals, I would like to see the Jets do all right and challenge for finals this year. But yeah, I just don't know if they've got the squad to do it again, hey? Don't know. Who knows, Red 9? I mean, this is not a good start for Australia. Not a good start indeed. So we need a response that is simple. And what this formation again, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. We can see what the Socceroos are doing here, getting these wing backs really high and wide on the pitch and controlling possession. The three centre backs have had the ball quite a lot, but we're just struggling to break down this China defense. I mean, this is a China side who conceded 7 goals against Japan. Australia yet to make the breakthrough at all. Long ball here for China. Oh, Deng's missed it. Rolls has made a mess of it as well. Is that a foul? No. No whistle. But again, another example of China just causing a little bit of nerviness at the back, hey? GMZ, you can watch the game on 10 Play on Paramount Plus on Channel 10, free to wear. Yeah, unfortunately, no Nizzy tonight. No Nizzy for the Socceroos window. One of the handful of players who were dropped from the Socceroos squad for this round of qualifiers. For this window of qualifiers, I should say. 34 minutes of play have been played in Adelaide. It's Australia 0, China 1. This is an absolute shock start for the Socceroos. This was the game that we really had to win. We're expected to win. And while there is still a long way to go, and while we have dominated on the ball, an absolute shocking start here. Forward pass into the feet of Duke, and he just misses it. I mean, the longer this goes on, the more this game is crying out for an Aiden Hrustic from McGree. And literally, as we say that, the camera is zooming in on Riley McGree, who's sitting on the bench. I mean, this is an opportunity for someone like Riley McGree, who used to tear it up in this city for Adelaide United a few years ago. I mean, this is a first, a huge test for Tony Popovich, and I'm sure he'll relish this challenge. His team is trailing here at the break. How does he respond? What does he do? Not a great way to start your Socceroos career as head coach, but he has the opportunity in the remaining moments of this game. That's a heavy challenge. It's going to be a card here. I mean, I'd love to see the replay. It was a strong challenge, wasn't it? Strong challenge. With the studs up, potentially? No. I mean, I tell you what, the tackle wasn't bad on replay. I tell you what, that's not even a foul for me. I tell you what, that's a great tackle from China's left back. That's not even a foul for me. I mean, I think he's a bit hard done by getting a yellow. Showing the replay, that is a fantastic tackle. That's one of the best sliding tackles you'll see. On first thought, I was like, ooh, a heavy challenge, yellow card for sure. But Lee, the number 4 for China at left back, that is a clean tackle for sure. Clyde says Miller keeps on getting fouled. Yeah, he's a very physical player, Lewis Miller. Loves to get stuck into a challenge. Peacher says, we've never been good at breaking down defenses against teams we're supposed to beat. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's in a way, it's almost not surprising that we're losing. Feels like, I mean, well, obviously the last round of qualifiers when the opponents were obviously, lower ranked, easier opponents, to be fair. We did score a good handful of goals. But this time around, man, it's it's tricky. It's tricky. There's just no expectation that the Socceroos are going to score many goals at all. We need Rogic. That's a throwback, isn't it? Tom Rogic. I mean, Riley McGree's a bit like a Tom Rogic in a way. Similar sort of style, I guess. Irankunda on the ball. Hasn't seen too much of it necessarily, Irankunda. Again, these wingers sort of swapping flanks. So we are seeing Goodwin on the right more so when Irankunda on the left, but both guys are coming in pretty central. Goodwin, O'Neill, come on. Dude, I mean, just these passes are just coming unstuck way too easily too. Irankunda, dude, what's with these sloppy touches? We're just like losing possession way too easily here. Getting the ball forward. Twice there, Irankunda just heavy touch, losing the ball. Trying to have a free kick in the run half. Will the new coach be fired immediately? No way. I don't think so. You got to give him some time. But I'd say it's not a great start if it stays this way. Plenty of time to go in the game. Troy says Irankunda is losing the ball so much. Yeah, couple wayward touches there. Hey, not good. Not good. And Conscript says here, Nestor is certainly off his game. Which is a shame. I mean, he's back in Adelaide. He's back in Adelaide, Nestor Irankunda tonight. Obviously, where he had so many great games playing for Adelaide United in this city. Playing for the Socceroos once again tonight. Great team starting consecutive games for Australia. And Nestor Irankunda just he's struggling to get himself into the game, isn't he? Goodwin. Here we go. What can we do? What can we do? Goodwin from range. That's a good block. Edge of the box. Come on. Going to get more numbers forward here. Long ball in towards Duke, but the keeper will claim it again. Matt says no urgency whatsoever. Will says we need a goal before halftime. I mean, that would be huge. That would be huge. We have not long left at all before halftime. Wow, dude, they've just shown the possession stats. Socceroos have 82% possession. 82. What? Australia have had 82% of the ball. That is sky high for possession stats. Wow. We're almost played a half of football, almost a full half of football, and the Socceroos have 82% possession. I can't remember the last time Socceroos have had that high amount of possession. That is sky high. Wow, and we haven't managed to do too much with it, to be fair. Wow, man. Justin says Irankunda is too central. He needs space to run. I mean, interestingly enough, that was something that we talked about after the Indonesia game, how he was playing as a striker. And yeah, he's more of a central role in this game, isn't it? Irvine, China's keeper will claim this one. Yeah, man. We just need to see Irankunda deployed on the wing. Play him out wide. That's where he gets. That's his best position. But again, he's playing kind of central. He's tucking in. He's tucking in with the wing back as his bait on the left-hand side, sort of overlapping. Perth Corey Short says we need to change formation. Yeah. If we do not score in these last few minutes in this first half, we need to change it up. Who do you guys think we should bring on? Who do we need to bring on? That's the question. Who do we need to bring on? I mean, in terms of attacking players, I mean, Velupale's there. Stamatolopoulos is another striker option. Hrustic, McGree, sort of our attacking midfielders. Who comes on for Australia? Let us know. Timely says, why do we keep attacking on the right-hand side? I mean, yes, who knows? I mean, that's maybe that's why Irankunda is struggling to get in the game, because the ball hasn't been on that left flank enough. And again, we are seeing Irankunda play on that left quite a lot tonight. Troy says Stamatolopoulos and a defender. Tarnley says Hrustic should come on. Peacher says someone who can accurately, I assume you mean pass. Accurately pass would be nice, yeah. Rhino says, how many promising build-ups can a team have and give the ball away every time? Yep, that's the thing that's hurting us right now. Like, the build-up is good. We're pushing them back. But China just defending in that block, and then we're not even getting close to the box. The ball's just coming loose for us. I mean, in a way, it feels like the Indonesia game, hey, where it's just coming a bit unstuck for us. Well, I get in that Indonesia game was probably better than this, though. We were creating more chances against Indonesia. This game, we're not really creating any chances. We're not creating any chances. Ronda and Tony says Hrustic and Riley. Yep. Justin says Hrustic for Irvine and Arzani for Goodwin. I don't think Arzani's on the bench tonight. I didn't see him listed on the bench. We haven't got him listed here either. So I'm not sure if Arzani's on the bench tonight. Bajic. Aaron Kunda's down hurt. And the game will be halted here for Nestor Kunda, who appears to be in some pain here. Does not look like he's in a good way. Nestor Kunda. Will says, I reckon Boss should come on. Yes. Yes. Geordie Boss, surely. Let's look at the replay here. The Kunda collision. It didn't look too bad on the replay, unless I'm missing something. Did he get his ankle twisted or something there, maybe, Kunda? He's in a lot of pain. He really felt it, Kunda. Hopefully he's all right, nothing too serious. Born Butter says, would move Goodwin central and put Hrustic on the wing. Interesting suggestion. Again, it's good to see you here. It says, I always see Kunda in the first 11, but I never see him score for the Socceroos. Is there a better option? I mean, maybe Kunda's better suited to playing as that super sub. Yeah. Born Butter says Deng needs to come off. Yeah, I think if we're looking to bring another attacking player on, whether it's a midfielder or a winger or a striker, I think Deng's probably the one who's going to make way. I think Deng's going to make way. Clyde says there's not enough determination in the squad. Love that word, determination. I mean, there's just, who knows? Who knows, hey? Yeah, I think I was hoping, like, I know a lot of people were sort of questioning the appointment of Tony Popovic. I was optimistic about it. I was hopeful that the change would have sort of sparked some new energy and some life into the squad. But we're not seeing that yet. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing that switch. So we are in the final stages of this first half. The Socceroos trail 1-0 against China. An absolute shocking start to this game. We still have 45 minutes left to make the comeback. And we need to win this game. Dude, we need to win this game. A draw, and I will still be just as disappointed as a loss. A draw would be as worse as a loss for me. We need to win this game. We simply need to win this match tonight. 4 minutes added on, too, for this first half at a time. We're going to be playing Griddle at halftime in just a few moments, so stick around for that. Griddle, the A-League player guessing game. We'll be playing that live here in a few moments. It's a game that you guys can play as well, griddlegame.com. Rhonda and Tony says, has this been the worst 2.5 games the Socceroos have played for 20 years? It's probably up there. It's probably up there, isn't it? I mean, it's just, I mean, that we're just so uninspiring going forward. There's just a lack of desire, a lack of quality too. A lack of quality. Like, we've had a lot of the ball and everything. And I don't mind the way the team is set up tonight, but there's just we're just not creating chances. So Craig Goodwin with a free kick out wide here. As we just have a couple minutes to go in this game. 6 players to aim for on the box. I mean, got to get Harry Sutar on the end of this, surely. Got to get Sutar on the end of this. Big Harry Sutar. Come on, mate. Ball whipped in. Good delivery. Yes! We've got the equaliser, and it's Lewis Miller. Exactly what the Socceroos needed before half-time. The delivery. And the bullet header from Lewis Miller. Get in. Oh, the blonde head. The blonde head. The blonde-haired Lewis Miller, the Hibernian defender, former Central Coast Mariners defender, signed for Macarthur SC but didn't play a bloody game. Rose highest in the box, past the goalkeeper, 1-1. Oh, yeah, baby, indeed, Will. You beauty, Alistair. Oh, and look at the celebrations. Look what it means, Lewis Miller. Look at the passion. Get in, Tarnley. And as Perth Glory Shorts says here, put Miller up front. What a goal. What a moment for Australia. And that's right, the ex-Mariner. And Baby Runner says here, got the momentum now. That is what we needed. And we said it earlier on. You guys were saying it in the chat. We needed the goal before halftime, and we have got it. Oh, dude, I tell you what. Tony Popovich was probably sweating, in the last few minutes, but that goal has just taken a lot of pressure off Tony Popovich now, for sure. And literally, Tony Popovich is having some words with Ryan McGree as we speak. And there's a VAR check. There's a VAR check. What's the check for? There is a VAR check for this goal. No. What? VAR? What are they checking? What are they checking? I mean, it's not offside. Is there a potential foul potentially here? What? We're all confused. Show us the replays. Okay, we're getting the replays. Goodwin whips the ball in. I mean, there's no foul there. There's just a whole bunch of players going for the ball. What are you looking at? There's no foul there. We're wasting time. There's no foul. We're wasting. It's a goal. What are they looking at? There's literally nothing to look at there. It's a goal. Okay. I don't know why we had to waste a minute there. But Australia, it's 1-1. Huge moment for the Socceroos and Australia, who scored their first goal. Oh, my God, China in behind. China in behind. Oh, my God, dude. Harry Suter with the challenge. But again, somehow China in behind. Dude. Oh, boy. I tell you what, this second half is going to be nuts. This second half is going to be crazy. Wow. I mean, Harry, what a challenge. I mean, that's signature Harry Suter with the tackle at the back. But again, China were in behind here. And probably with the last chance of the half, China have a set piece. And, I mean, if China score here, I'm gonna lose it. Here we go. So, China with the first corner of the game for the final play of the half. Referee, basically every time there's been a set piece, the referee wants to go have a chit chat to the players in the middle. Oh my gosh. Huge for Miller. That's right. What a moment. Scoring for the Socceroos, a huge goal too. Such an important goal. So corner for China. Just defend this out. Get into the halftime sheds. Regroup. Get it out of there. Trying to get ahead on it, but up for Duke. His clearance is straight back to a Chinese player. And, dude, we're struggling to get this clear. China with half appeals for a handball. We still play on. I just want to hear the whistle. I want to hear the whistle. I'm turning up my volume on my TV so I can hear a whistle. Give us a whistle, please. We just want to take this momentum into the second half, man. Cleared up. I mean, we are now almost 2 minutes past the allotted added time. Surely that's it. Still, the referee is letting this game go on, and that's going to be. Is that going to be another corner? It is. Why are we still playing a football game? 4 minutes added on. We're up to 6. We're past 6 now. Second corner. Bit of a nervy end to this half. Well, we got the goal. Now China want to regain their lead right at the end of this half. Surely this has to be the last play of the half. We are well past added time. The ball swung in towards Gauchi, who punches. I mean, that's going to be another corner. Dude, he's given the corner. What's going on? We're now 3 minutes past added time, and the corners keep getting awarded. What's going on? 3 corners. I mean, if China score from this, Australia not going to be happy. We are so far past the added time. The clearance isn't convincing. Aaron Kunde has a clear. That's halftime. Well, dude, we've got the heart rate absolutely skyrocketing at the end of this half. But it's Australia 1, China 1. A dramatic half of football. So much to talk about. Some positives, some negatives. How are we feeling? Let me know. Lewis Miller scores. Huge moment for Australia. Our first goal of this round of qualifiers, a hugely important goal for Australia. A fantastic delivery from Goodwin as well. But conceding that goal, absolute nightmare there in the 20th minute when Neng scoring for China, and then Miller in the 47th minute there, second minute of added time. At the end of the first half, Australia 1, China 1. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Miller did not play against Indonesia. Yeah, he was injured for the last couple of games. He was in the squad, but yeah, he was struggling with an injury. As Born Butter says here, yeah, there's an additional 1 minute. I mean, at least that. Hey, it was almost 3 minutes over, I think. Yeah. Peach says, not convinced so far Japan is going to be a nightmare. I mean, yeah, let's not get carried away. Let's hopefully we just get the result from this game. And the Japan game is just going to be a completely different kettle of fish. It's going to be so tricky for us, man. It's going to be so tricky for us. So that's going to be the real barometer for Australia. Like if we lose, I don't think the most optimistic Socceroos fan is expecting us to get a win against Japan next week. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting test, I think, for the Socceroos. Like if we were to get a draw against Japan, that would be huge. That would be huge for our confidence. Perth Goy Shots says it here. We need 3 points. That's, yep. We need 3 points. A draw is not good enough. A draw is not good enough. And that's why that goal at the end of the half was so bloody important, because we got ourselves back on track there. And all of a sudden, the halftime team talk for Tony Popovich becomes a whole lot different. 1-1. Tony Popovich was having a good chat to his mate Riley McGree on the sideline at the end of that half there. So wouldn't be surprised if we do see Riley McGree coming on. Mark Croydon, says Miller is probably the most improved player since he moved to Scotland. A genuinely good player now. I think he was a great player at Central Coast Mariners a few years ago. But yeah, great to see Lewis Miller continuing to develop his game. Clyde says Irankunda or Sutar scoring a last-minute banger. Let's hope so. Love to see it. That's right, Cons. Yeah, end of the half felt like an additional 45 minutes after the goal. It was ridiculous, right? They had like 3 corners awarded right at the end there. Yeah. So, very curious to see what changes we make heading into the second half, whether any changes are made at the break. There were positives from the half. It wasn't an absolute disaster, but we did struggle to create opportunities. But the important thing now is that we have a goal. We have something to build on, and we can go forward from here. I appreciate everyone tuning in for this live watch along tonight. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending through a super chat. We do plenty of Socceroos content here, as well as A-League content. The A-League season kicking off in 8 days. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are too. And we're going to be doing plenty of watch-alongs throughout the A-League season as well. Okie dokie. Richard says, not bad at all. Clyde says the ref will make some controversial decisions in this game. I can feel it in my bones. That's right, Adelaide edits. This game is indeed being played in Adelaide. And as you say there, Irankunda's home ground. Many former Adelaide players in this Socceroos setup. Joe Gauci, Nestor Irankunda, Craig Goodwin, obviously, Riley McGree on the bench, Paul Izzo, former Adelaide United player as well. I believe Tommy Deng's from Adelaide as well. Thanks for the reminder, Troy. We will be jumping into Griddle in just a moment. Born Biter says, honestly think we need to change formation to 5 in midfield, sub Deng for Bratton or Boss, and bring in Brewstich. I'd love to see Boss come on. I would love to see Geordie Boss come on. I am surprised that he's not starting tonight. Maybe that's because he's still, pretty fresh, coming off an injury. So That could be it. That could be it. So 1-1 though at the break, and we're feeling just that little bit more positive now. We have hope. We have hope, but yeah, we shouldn't get too carried away just yet. Time to play Griddle, everyone. So here we go. This comes from Ultimate A-League, powered by Ultimate A-League. Griddlegame.com. Griddlegame.com. You can play. There's a new game every day. And we're going to test our A-League knowledge here. And we've been struggling. We've been struggling. A lot of you regular viewers will know we like to play Griddle during halftime, during our live watch-alongs. MacArthur SC, Wellington Phoenix, Melbourne City, Newcastle Jets, players who have played for 2 clubs, so only 2, players who have started over 100 games. All right. Now, the 2 clubs thing. 2 clubs. Let's start with the 2 clubs. So a player who has played for 2 clubs and played for MacArthur SC. It's tricky because there's a lot of players who have played for maybe like 3 or 4 clubs in the A-League. There are a lot. And as I'm racking through my brain now, I'm trying to think of players, but a lot of the players I'm thinking of have played for a few different clubs. Maybe someone like Tommy Uscock. He's played at Mariners and MacArthur. Has he played anywhere else? No, Western United, of course. Western United, of course. Keely Adamson. I don't think he made an A-League appearance for Sydney FC. Who could we go for there for MacArthur SC? We might come back to that one. Let's start somewhere else. Let's start for Melbourne City, 100+ games. That should be pretty easy. We'll go Jamison there. We will go Scott. We'll start with an easy one. Scott Jamison. All right. 100+ games started for Newcastle Jets. We will go Jason Hoffman. We won't. We're going to go for the safe answers to start off. 2 clubs played for and played over 100 games. It's deceptively hard thinking of an A-League player who's only played for 2 clubs. Only played for 2 clubs. Because I'm thinking of heaps of players, but all the players I'm thinking of are like, oh, they're playing for like 3, 4, 5 clubs. You know what I mean? Where else can we go here? Newcastle Jets, MacArthur SC. We will go Ivan Vujicic. Melbourne City and MacArthur SC. We'll go Craig Noon. He's played for 2 clubs. Let's use him there. Let's use him here. MacArthur SC and Melbourne City. We can go Borges Rodriguez, who's now at the books at Coventry City in the English Championship. Ooh, Wellington Phoenix and Melbourne City. We will go Scott Galloway, who's now at Auckland FC for this season. Good start in Griddle so far, hey. And for Newcastle and Wellington, I was about to say Glenn Moss, but we could use him or Italiano. We could use Italiano, Glenn Moss. No, Glenn Moss has played for someone else, right? Glenn Moss has definitely played for these 2 clubs. That's for sure. Wellington Phoenix and a player. We're 2 answers off. Getting 100% in Griddle today. Locke says, should Suter or Miller go for that aerial in the long ball that led to the Chinese goal? Go for that. Oh, sorry, go for that aerial, as in like when the long ball came over. Yeah, absolutely. They should have gone for it. They should have won it. Should have dealt with a long ball. That's for sure. Where else can we go here? Wellington, a player who's played for Wellington and one other club. Oh man, it's gonna be. I don't know. Durante played for two other clubs. I've got one, and it's a throwback. Manny Muscat played for Wellington and Melbourne City. 100+ games and played for 2 clubs. Again, there should be a billion players we can pick. There should be lots and lots of players we can. Oh, I tell you what, I've got one, but I don't think he played. I don't think he started over 100 games. It was Tom Rogic. Tom Rogic has played for both Victory and Mariners, but another player who's played for both Victory Mariners, and another throwback is Tom Pondoliak. But has he started over 100 games? Tommy Pondoliak, maybe, but I'm not confident. Maybe a goalie. Maybe a veteran Jan Jedovic. Maybe Maybe. Hey, we get 9 out of 9 on Griddle today for the first time in a long time. Who else did we have for this middle one? Oh, a lot of players to choose from. We went Vedran Janjetovic, famously one of a handful of players to play for both Sydney FC and Western Sydney Wanderers. We get 9 out of 9. Let's go. I'll tell you what, we're going to take this positive energy and feed it into the Socceroos game tonight, and hopefully we can get the win. Troy says, oh, dude, Matt Simon got 9. Congratulations, Troy. Matt Simon for the last one. Yeah, could have gone for him as well. Yeah. Alligator's also got 9 out of 9. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Marcus got 9 as well. Yeah, I tell you what, an interesting griddle, having to pick players who have played for 2 clubs only, like specifically 2. But we get there in the end. So, and great to see here that a few of you guys have got 9s as well. All right, the second half just around the corner. Socceroos 1, China 1. We need a win tonight. That's the simple thing. That is the simple thing. We need to get a result tonight. And when I say result, a point will not be enough for the Socceroos. We need more than that. We need 3 points to get this qualifying campaign back on track. That's just the simple. That's the simple situation here for the Socceroos. Let's talk about the stats so far in this game and have a look at how it's standing for the Socceroos. Obviously, I mean, the big thing, which wasn't too particularly surprising, was the possession stats. Australia have absolutely dominated the possession stats. Let's have a look at them right now. This comes from Google. The Socceroos have absolutely dominated possession. 81%. 81% for Australia. 90% for China. And look at the shots, though. I mean, 8 shots for Australia. We had a few shots in like the opening 10 minutes, but a lot of them were just like sort of deflected, wayward shots. The one on target being the goal. That was the goal. China, 2 shots. And the one on target obviously being their goal as well. So not too many like clear-cut opportunities for either side, really. 8 fouls committed by China, 3 committed by Australia here as well. 2 corners for Australia, 3 corners for China. All those 3 corners came at the very end of that half. How about that? Look at the passes, though. Look at the passes, man. 386 passes for Australia, 91 passes for China. So a really dominating possession there. Hopefully we can do some more with it in this second half. Sam, how's your Mariners FC25 career mode going? I haven't watched the video yet. Do you plan to do more episodes? We're definitely keen to do more FC25 content in the future. That video is like a standalone video. I just wanted to do like one season just to sort of like see how like our first sort of like career mode in FC25, which was good fun. We signed some brought some Mariners legends back to the club. Born Butter says those stats, these stats are insane for us being 1-1. Yeah, right. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's interesting question here. How long do you think until Corey Holman for Sydney FC may get called up? He has a future and talent. Just maybe give him a few more years. What do you think? Yeah. He's on the radar of sort of this contingent of young Aussie midfielders who could get a call up in future years. I wouldn't be surprised if Corey Holman follows a similar trajectory to someone like Joshy Nisbet or Max Ballard, who's probably not too far off Socceroos call up as well, who really developed themselves in the A League for a couple of seasons, and then I wouldn't be surprised if Corey Holman is playing overseas in a couple of years' time, and potentially that'll lead into a Socceroos call up as well. Yeah, obviously huge game in the morning. Hey, 5-all, huge game. Japan taking on Saudi Arabia in the morning. I think it's 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I might be mistaken. That's a huge game for qualifying. And very curious to see what the result looks like from that. I'll tell you what, we almost want Japan to win that. We almost want Japan just to top the group and we'll just sneak into second place. I think that might be the situation for Australia. I think that might be the situation for us. So the second half about to get underway here. The Socceroos are out on the pitch. Lewis Miller, the goal scorer for Australia. we're going to keep an eye on the setup here for the Socceroos in the second half. Have we made any subs? The answer is yes. 2 players coming on. Guerrier, McGree. Huge. That is huge. Jason Guerrier is coming on. Jason Guerrier is coming on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see who's coming off. But that is interesting. Massive game indeed, Justin. Yeah. So Riley McGree is on a double change for Australia. Jason Guerrier is on. Great to see Jason Guerrier back in the Socceroos. Solid A-League season last year, victory. Featured in Melbourne Victory's Australia Cup run this year as well. Melbourne Victory runners-up in the Australia Cup this year. Guerrier, right back. Very curious to see where he slots into this team. Is he playing as part of that back three? Potentially. We'll have to wait and see who came off for Australia. A-League Edits asks, change of formation, potentially. I mean, it might be Deng coming off for Guerrier, potentially. And we'll see if there is a tweak of formation. But, Miller and Bajic appear to still be on the field. China have also made a change as well here at the break. Very interesting indeed. Second half about to get underway here. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this very, very important live watch along. Socceroos need to get a win tonight. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. We're doing plenty of live watch-alongs throughout the A-League season, and we're going to be live next week for Japan taking on Socceroos. Looks like it's that same back five, and we are here for the second half. It is underway. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? How's our energy levels? What's the mood like? Have you got any halftime snacks with you? Halftime bevies? Halftime beverages? Let us know. Let us know. We're all about creating a community of like-minded football fans here, passionate about growing the game in Australia, growing the fan base. Guerrier looks like he's playing right side centre-back. Irankunda's off. That's a big one. Nestori Irinkunda is off. That is a big call for Popovic, and I don't mind it because I tell you, we love Nestori Irinkunda. What a star, what a talent. But he was off his game. You guys said it. Nestori Irinkunda is off. McGree is on to replace him. And Guerrier has replaced Thomas Deng in the back line. Wow. Wowee. Interesting change. I'll tell you what, McGree, great we're seeing him on the field, but when we were talking about potential, tweaking of the tactics, a different formation, but it looks like it is going to be the same formation. We'll keep an eye on it. We're going to keep an eye on it for this first couple of minutes here. But Australia, I like it. We want to see Tony Popovic be brave, man. And I think this is brave. He's taken off Irinkunda and he's made the tweak at the back. Thomas Deng was maybe a little bit shaky too. He's made the changes. Good on you. Good on you, Tony Popovic. Oh, another little wayward pass there. Throw Jackson Irvine straight out of the play. So for the Socceroos now, 1-1 into this second half. Very curious to see what Tony Popovic, would have said to the players during that halftime break. What was the message to them? Updated lineup on the screens for you right now. Guerrier in at right centre back. McGree is on that left-hand side. Goodwin on the right. We'd love to do a Perth Glory Kareem mode sometime in the future, for sure. It'd be a fun team to do. I remember we did a Glory Kareem mode a couple of years ago. Krispy Kremes, love it. Tanley's got the Chinese food. Dim Sims. We asked a bit earlier for our halftime snacks, halftime meals. Bit of a shaky moment at the back for China. Foul on the keeper by Duke. Justin says we need creativity. Sure, they are logical changes, but where is the creativity for our possession? That's right, Marcus. Yeah, Ryan Williams. That's a reference to the Glory career mode from a couple of years ago. It's a deep cut Coast Watch football reference. But yeah, for those that don't know, we did a Perth Glory career mode a couple of years ago, and we brought Ryan Williams to their club, who was born in Perth. And then literally like a couple months later, Perth Glory signed Ryan Williams in real life. So we were all like a Perth Glory scouts watching Coast Watch football career mode videos. Of course they're not, but yeah, it was a funny moment. Gary, I thought Gary was a fullback. He is, yeah, he is. But could definitely slot in this sort of position, playing on the right side of those three central defenders. I think he played that role a little bit at Perth Glory under Tony Popovich as well, a few years back. Should mention as well, Tony Popovich is familiar with playing this formation. He did play with three central defenders during his time at Perth Glory. Playing that formation, he won the premiership with Perth Glory, got them to the grand final where, unfortunately, they lost on a penalty shootout to Sydney FC. So, again, I don't mind. I don't mind this setup for Australia. You can see we've got the updated lineup here on your screens. So Goodwin is playing on the right wing, which is something new for the Socceroos. And McGree is off the bench, replacing Irinkunda on that left flank. The other halftime change, Geria on for Deng at the back. The other subs we have on the bench, Jordy Boss. Could see him come on to replace Beige potentially at left wing back. Yazbek is there, another midfield option. For Lupulay, Stanisopoulos, a couple of attackers there. Rustic could provide something different. Bacchus, Bratton, Burgess there as well as more options. Ryan and Izzo are two goalkeepers on the bench tonight for Australia. China with a set piece here. Sending it long. It's Sutar. Gets his head on it. And a shot. Ooh, that looked like a handball. It's going to fall nicely here for China, who fire just wide. Well, they took the advantage. And that was a little opening there for China, but that shot did sail pretty well wide in the end. Fireball says, if Duke is on the field, we might as well play with 10. He's not that bad. I think Duke gets some... I think he's not as bad as people make him out to be. Like, he plays a decent role. He's really physical. He's a great, backs against the defenders sort of striker. You can build off him. And he is capable of scoring a goal. I am with you, though, Clyde. I think if Yengi's available, he has to start over Duke. And I think that is what will happen going forward. I think that's the consensus that Yengi's the go-to striker now for the Socceroos. As China again getting forward. Gauchi plucks that cross out of the Adelaide air. Let's ask Siri a question real quick. What's the temperature in Adelaide right now? 13 degrees. 13 degrees. I was hoping Siri would talk to us, but 13 degrees in Adelaide. A little bit chilly. But having beautiful weather here in New South Wales, Central Coast. Hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are tuning in from, whether it's around Australia or around the world. Always great to see the international viewers jumping in as well. Goodwin on the ball. Great Goodwin shooting. Oh, what a goal! Craig Goodwin screamer. Oh, that is an absolute rocket. Oh, my Lord. Craig Goodwin in Adelaide. Oh, my goodness. To make it 2-1 with the most incredible strike. Oh, Goodwin, more like Goatwin, Clyde. Pick it out indeed, Bardo. What a strike. Oh, dude, that sailed through the air. You give him the space. He cuts in on his left. That is one of the great Socceroos goals of all time. Tarnlisa's absolute screamer. Spat my dim sim out. It was so good. Says Squilliam and Will Joyce. What a banger indeed. Alligator, it's good on our saviour. Oh my goodness. Clyde says that's why good is in his name. Goodwin, more like great win, more like goat win. This guy is absolutely fantastic, and he has stepped up in the crucial moment for Australia. And as Troy says here, he only scores bangers. What a moment for Australia, and what a goal from Craig Goodwin. I've said it a lot. I've said it for the past few months now. Every time we talk about the Socceroos here on the channel, I believe Craig Goodwin, when he's at his best, is Australia's best player. I think he has been for maybe the last year now. This guy is Australia's best player when he's in form. And he's just shown why he is Australia's best player, right? With a moment like that. That is world class. What a goal. What a goal. John says you have to repair the net. I mean, he's almost blasted a hole through the back of the net, hasn't he? Oh, wow, dude. That's what we needed. That's what we wanted. And what is that going to do now for the Socceroos? What is that going to do for us going forward now? You can see the Socceroos. Dude, the energy's come up. The energy stepped up another level. The energy stepped up. Craig Goodwin leading with example. We have to keep going for this here. We've got the momentum. China are rattled, man. China are rattled. Coming forward here now, though. Great pace on the attack. Australia have to be wary. Long-range efforts. Gary with a block. Still in possession, though. Australia have to be careful in defence because China looking to respond and Suter has to clear. Similar thing to what happened with the Socceroos' first goal. How all of a sudden we're on the back foot straight after. Wow. Wow. Dude, what a goal. I can't believe it, dude. What a goal. It came out of nowhere, too. Did not expect to see a goal like that in this game. Here we go. Socceroos getting forward again. Goodwin. Nice play. Great play. Oh, dude, just wayward, too. I like this. It was a right thought. He was looking to release Beige down the left. So we're 10 minutes into this second half, and Australia do finally have the lead. I mean, Perth Corey Short says Goodwin is a Premier League level. With strikes like that, man, it's worthy of a league like the Premier League. China again with the ball over the top, but Gauchi is there to claim. So, well, this game has been a real roller coaster, hasn't it? This has been a real roller coaster, this football match. Bayich getting forward. Duke goes back to Irvine. From conceding after 20 minutes to struggling to make the breakthrough, Miller with the equaliser, and then Goodwin with an unbelievable goal. No halftime snack for me, unfortunately, Sam. We've got the water. We're staying hydrated. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Stay hydrated, everyone. So we're allowed to control this game now. We're allowed to take a little bit more time on the ball. Take a bit more of a measured approach. I mean, what do you guys think? Do we go for it? Like, do we go all out here and try to get a few goals? Well, Baich is way down the left. Duke is central. Baich squares it up, but it's blocked. But that's a nice move once again. And that's what we have to do. We have to get those fullbacks coming in behind. I mean, that's why I'm screaming for Geordie Boss to be brought off the bench for this game, man. Got to get Geordie Boss on the field. G'day, JJ. G'day. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Dude, he's a bit like Harry Kuehl. He's a bit like Harry Kuehl. Great Craig Goodwin. I mean, a great left foot. Fantastic left foot. Craig Goodwin just taking his time with this corner setup. Was he wincing there? Was Craig Goodwin wincing in pain? Am I just overanalyzing it? Anyway, corner here for Australia. Goodwin out, swing up. Deep delivery towards Gary. Oh, just wide. Just wide from Jason Guerrier. Should have been a third indeed, says Peachy. Baby Rhino says push for a third, I reckon. Will says hopefully Boss and Stam come on soon. Yep. Yeah. I think I'd love to see Stamatolopoulos on Vajuk. See if he can provide something going forward as well. Was a free header indeed, wasn't it? Free header for Guerrier. Wasn't too far away from the Melbourne Victory defender. Adelaide, it says the slow build-up ain't working. We just need a kick and rush. So as we approach the hour mark here, Australia 2, China 1, in a much more comfortable position. But China have showed in this game that they are capable of scoring on the counter-attack. If they get the long ball over the top, if they get in behind against our 3 centre-backs, they're dangerous. But it feels like now that Australia have the momentum. And with these 2 goals, this side has got the belief now. This side has got the belief. It looks a lot more adventurous, a lot more intensity compared to the side we saw in the last couple of games. As McGree fires one wide. But that football. We applaud that football. Great play, great passing play. The way we broke them down there. Found the space, and McGree in the box took the strike. Just wide, but that's good. It's good. And as Justin says here, not bad. I like that play. The sort of movements that we didn't really see much in the last couple of games for Australia. 1-0 loss against Bahrain. 0-0 against Indonesia. We needed a response. And we are getting it now. 2-1. We lead China. It's not done. Half an hour to go in this game. Half an hour to go for the Socceroos. And again, I will echo the sentiments that we made clear before kickoff in this contest. We need to win this game no matter what. That is the most important thing. I don't even care about the performance. Considering the situation right now in qualifying, we need to get 3 points. We need to get ourselves on the board. And we are on the verge of getting our first 3 points of this round of qualifiers. But if you get the sense that we feel like we need just that one more goal, hey? We need that one more goal. Yeah. J-Dog. Hey, J-Dog says, hi, Lockie. Just joined. Thanks for jumping in, J-Dog. They playing a 3-5-2. Not common for Arnie. Working. Sounds like we're going good. Of course, Popper. Of course, Tony Popovich now in charge. And I'll tell you what, the formation is working pretty well so far, I think. I am enjoying it. It's sort of a more of a 3-4-3, if you like. With, McGree and Goodwin are the ones who are getting a bit more central in those forward positions. Richard says, looking a bit better now. Yep. The energy has been good in the second half. Alligator says, you look at us narrowly losing to world champions Argentina, then you see us losing to Bahrain. It's a crazy life as a Socceroos fan is, isn't it? Miller. Duke. Beach in the box. Oh, can't get the contact. The foul is called. I would like to see Stamatolopoulos come on, regardless of how this game pans out. I think we will see AP come on at some point. I think we'll see a possible Stamatolopoulos come on. Maybe Bacchus come on just for some fresh legs in midfield. Maybe for one of the midfield guys. I don't know if Hrustic comes on in this game now. I think considering the current situation, we don't really need to tweak the formation. I don't think we were calling for that at halftime. But I don't think there's no reason to panic right now. Let's see what China do, though. Hey, I mean, China might be with less than half an hour to go here. China might go for it a bit more. Try to test our defenders a little bit. Stanley says, let's bring on Boss. Yep. Will asks, how long is Chikati out for? I'm not sure, to be honest. It's an ACL, so it's going to be some time. It's going to be at least another few months or so. Yeah, sometime in 2025, unfortunately, I think is the expectation for Chikati. But if anyone knows, let us know. But an ACL is going to be a long-term injury, isn't it? Dude, look at the celebrations. They're just showing us there for a moment, the celebrations. Tony Popovich loved that goal from Craig Goodwin. I mean, what a goal. And this guy as well. I mean, what a story. Craig Goodwin scoring a fantastic strike like that in Adelaide. It's puts a smile on the face, that's for sure. What a moment for Craig Goodwin, a real leader in the squad. Fireball says 9 months plus for Chikati. Why is Beach in the squad, says O'Leary? Farrell is better. We'd love to see Jacob Farrell in a Socceroos squad. I think he's still out injured, Jacob Farrell. He did make an appearance for Portsmouth the other day, but I think he's out once again. He's probably not too far off a Socceroos call-up for sure. Jacob Farrell featured for the under-23s on a number of occasions. Jacob Farrell and future Socceroo for sure. Rhonda and Tony says, we aren't very good at breaking down sides. World Cup, we play beautiful counter-attacking football. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the thing for the Socceroos. Hey, it's all about the counter-attack for us. But yeah, when it comes to when we're dominating possession, it's just, have we just not got the players to get it done? Yeah. Great to see this game being played in Adelaide. Good to see that both the Socceroos and Matildas taking their games to a variety of locations across Australia. The Socceroos were in the Gold Coast for the game against Bahrain last month. Now in Adelaide. Next game on home soil for the Socceroos is in November against Saudi Arabia. That game is being played at Amy Park in Melbourne. Home of Melbourne Victory in Melbourne City. Agree, looking for that sneaky back heel, didn't quite come off. Need the third goal, man. Need the third. That's my attitude now. We need the third goal just to settle things down a little bit. This game hasn't been perfect. No matter what happens from here, this game hasn't been perfect, but there's enough positives coming out of it so far. Great question, Troy. Who should our starting 11 be versus Japan? Great question. I would go for a similar formation. If we need to, be on the back foot a little bit more, this formation allows us to do that, sort of drop to a back five, really, which might have to be, might be the reality. I think I would play the same back five. Oh, no, I'd probably start Boss. That's a heavy challenge in the middle of the park and a yellow card for China once more. Jackson Irvine on the receiving end. I probably would start Boss at left wing back against Japan. I just love Geordie Boss. I probably wouldn't change it too much, to be honest. That's probably the only change I'd make. Yeah. Joe Giacchi in goals again, probably. Yeah. Spencer says back 6 against Japan. Well, we might need a back 11 just to keep them scoreless. Aaron Kunda needs to be our super sub, says Tan Lee. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. I think we saw tonight he struggled to get himself in the game tonight. He wouldn't be surprised if maybe he did start off the bench against Japan and maybe start McGree as one of those wide players, which could be fun. And then Aaron Kunda can come on as that impact player. Yeah. Glory Short says Ryan has to start against Japan. I mean, we may prefer that more experienced head at the back. That may be the way forward for the Japan game. Yeah. So we'll see if there's going to be any more changes for Australia shortly. We've made 2 already. McGree came on for Aaron Kunda, and we also saw Jason Guerrier coming on for Tommy Deng. As his Beige whips one in. Ball bounces out of play. But I'll tell you what, it has been a roller coaster, but there are plenty of positives to take from this game already. Nah, we won't time waste. Of course not. Sam says, I won't lie. I miss seeing Lecky playing for Australia, but I would be assuming he's still injured. Yeah, I believe he still is. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Melbourne City set to get their campaign underway next week away to Newcastle Jets in the A-League men. Trying to make it another change here as they look to chase this game. This is a big one for China. They've already got 2 losses in qualifying already. This is set to be their 3rd loss at this rate. A couple more changes for them. That's right, JJ. That's right. We haven't missed a World Cup since we did switch around to Asia. Socceroos have featured in every World Cup since 2006. 5,000. Where the hell is Nisbet and Ballard? Aren't they in Holland or Scotland? Correct. Not included in this squad, but I'm sure they're not too far off it. The midfield situation is quite interesting. That almost feels like the area of the park for the Socceroos where we have the most depth. You know, with a lot of people talking about Nisbet and Ballard. Triantis has been playing defensive midfield in Scotland. Robertson is obviously the other one that a lot of people want to see return for the Socceroos. And we've got a decent contingent of midfielders already in the squad, and it's like, who would you drop as well? Hey, like Bacchus, O'Neill, Irvine. I mean, Metcalf is out injured as well. As is Bache, driving forward down the left, short for McGree. Throw in. So it's felt like a little while since that goal for Australia. Incredible strike from Craig Goodwin to make it 2-1. Luongo, that's right, Troy. Luongo, it was a shame that Luongo had to miss out on this camp due to injury. Premier League midfielder now, Luongo, with Ipswich Town. Cut Rock says, we need a striker. We need a striker. We need Cassini Yengi, yeah. 20 minutes left, that's right. 20 minutes left for the Socceroos to secure their first 3 points in this round of qualifiers. McGree, Duke, Miller. Miller will concede the throw. The one at Toulouse, Denny Jeanreau. Denny Jeanreau, yeah, probably another one who, I don't know if he's already in that discussion. Cammy Devlin's another one as well. Cammy Devlin. So Lewis Miller with a long throw here for Australia towards Duke, who gets the directed that one on goal, but pretty comfortable stop there for China's goalkeeper. JJ says, I would love to see Silvera play in one of these games. Yeah, I mean, well, it was great to see him get some good minutes against Indonesia last month. Unfortunately, not on the bench tonight, Sammy. But yeah, another one of these exciting wide players we have. Milliken throws, says Edits. That's right. Great long throw. Ooh, almost heavy touch to the back there. McGree almost sneaking in. So the Socceroos here. Just going to make sure we don't concede a soft goal. We know what happened at the end against Bahrain last month. China are getting forward here, looking to create something. They're doing pretty decent too. Oh, comes in. Oh, my goodness. Well, that easily could have ended it up as an own goal. Kai Rolls getting ahead to that. Spencer mentions Garen Kowal, Tilio, Pepignon, Robertson. We need to get him sorted. Yep, some more young, more attacking players there we might see in the Socceroos setups going forward. There is a good depth that the Socceroos have now. You know, there's great young players who I think are set to feature for the Socceroos going forward, that's for sure. Great chance for China indeed. Yeah, that was a great chance. And as Troy says as well, that was close indeed. Irvine driving through midfields. Goodwin on the right. It's been really interesting seeing Craig Goodwin deployed on the right-hand side. We are just so accustomed to seeing Craig Goodwin play on that left wing. It's where he's been so successful for Australia and Adelaide United over the years. But I tell you what, he's kind of flourished in this role, hey? And again, I mean, you look at this setup for Australia, who are now just taking their time in possession. I do like this setup. This 3-4-3 formation, really. I think it's working pretty well for Australia. You can see how those two wingbacks, Bache and Miller, have been getting really, really high and wide tonight, providing the width, allowing for Goodwin and McGree to come central, sort of playing as 2 10s, if you like. Irvine and O'Neill have done okay in the middle of the park as well. Again, it hasn't been a perfect game for Australia, but there's definitely positives to take out of this one. And Tony Popovic And I'm very interested to see what he does for the Japan game. I mean, that's going to be a really, really curious one for Australia, that's for sure. Is that Boss coming on? Asks Fireball. I didn't see him. Is he? Oh, yes, he is. Yes, that is Geordie Boss set to come on. We are getting it. We wanted to see Geordie Boss come on, and we will see it. Surely the straight swap for Az's Beach. That should be the expectation. Boss is coming on. Spencer says, great Aussie keeper depth. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the 3 keepers we have in the squad are all great too, hey. Have you noticed I'm a Langarack fan yet? Yeah, dude, I mean, hey, it's a shame that Langarack didn't want to return from international retirement, but hey, we'll see him back in the A-League soon, hey. Geordie Boss, great to see him back from injury. One of Australia's top young players, the left back, an absolute incredible player. One person, in terms of players, even when he was in the A-League at Melbourne City, players from like an opposition club who was like my favorite player, Geordie Boss is probably up there. This guy is just unbelievable. And it's a straight swap at left wing back for Az's Beach. Decent shoot from Az's Beach. Got forward on a number of occasions. And looked dangerous too. So we still have 2 more changes left that we can make. Socceroos. 2 more changes that can be made. So we'll see. Who else can come on for Australia? Stamatolopoulos, maybe. Maybe some fresh legs in midfield, perhaps. We've got Yazbek, Bratton, Backers, who can all provide something in midfield as well. Hrustic, another option. A bit more of an attacking option as well as Australia look to get this third. McGree has had a couple moments as well since being introduced at halftime. Foul 5000 asks Gauchi or Ryan, who would start? I think, I mean, like, in terms of like the future for the men's national team, Gauchi is probably the way forward. Hey, Gauchi is the way forward. So I almost wonder with Popovic now that he's going to opt for Gauchi going forward. That feels like that could be the reality for Australia moving forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. So I probably would go Gauchi as well, to be honest. But I'd probably go Izzo also. You know, we've got good options. We've got good options in the goalkeeping department, don't we? Attendance has just been announced. It's just over 46,000. 46,000. Sam says 46,000. A pretty good turnout. Yeah. Great turnout. Great turnout indeed. Great to see the Socceroos playing in Adelaide. Many years since they've played a game in Adelaide. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch along tonight. If you haven't done so already, would appreciate you dropping a like on this live stream. You can also consider sending through a super chat. We're going to be live next week for Socceroos, their match against Japan. It's next Tuesday night. And kickoff is at around 9:30 p.m. That's Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So join us for that one next week. Another really important game for Australia. And after this win, we'll see. Anything can happen. We're going to be huge underdogs in that game. Japan are massive favourites next week. The home team. But we'll see. We'll see what the side can dish up next week. Australia not done here though. 78th minute. Boss is on the left. Geordie Boss. Here he is, man. He is Geordie Boss. Nice short pass from McGree. Irvine. Not sure what that was from Jackson Irvine. Gave the ball straight away. Spencer, great question. Who's our next goalkeeper if the current 3 weren't available? Balakovic, yeah, he's probably in the conversation as well. Maybe Tommy Glover, Lawrence Thomas. Yeah, they're probably the next 3, I'd imagine. Yes, intellectual. Yeah, we got 9 out of 9 in Griddle today, so very happy with that. Very happy with that. I hope you're enjoying the game, intellectual. Says the crowd's loving it. Great to hear. Great to hear. Great that the Adelaide crowd have been given something to cheer tonight. Sam says, if Ryan eventually goes down the pecking order, that would mean that Jackson Irvine would more likely become the next Socceroos captain, as I see him deputised as captain for a while. Yeah, he's captain tonight, and yeah, that he feels like the obvious choice for captain going forward. He's been so involved, such a key player for the Socceroos for many years now. Just over 10 minutes left here in Adelaide. Australia 2, China 1. 3 points is a must. That's all that matters. We've got to get it. We've got to get that 3 points, man. Got to get this 3 points. We put out our A-League ladder prediction video earlier this week. Check it out afterwards if you haven't done so already. Always a fun one to do, and always love hearing your guys' ladder predictions as well. It feels like for this season in the A-League, it's interesting. The A-League's always an interesting competition to predict. It's a difficult one to predict, but it feels like most people, like their ladder predictions are roughly the same. Like for the bottom 6, for the bottom 7, like most of the teams, at least like maybe like the bottom 4 or 5, people sort of have a general sort of selection of teams that will finish down towards the bottom. And then most people seem to be predicting the same sort of top 4 or top 5, 6. So that's been interesting. Geordie Boss with a bit of space on the left. Swings it. Good cross too. Diving header from Duke goes wide, and he's hurt himself on the way down. It's that shoulder again. He had an issue with the shoulder in the first half. Hopefully he hasn't re-injured it. But we love the commitment from Duke, that diving header. Jeez, he really went for it, didn't he? Spencer says, can't say I'm happy with your ladder prediction. Yeah, I mean, Brisbane Raw. Poor Brisbane. Poor Brisbane. But who knows? They might be a dark horse this season. They've sold out of Socceroos scarves. Well, that's good to hear. Not good if you were hoping to get a Socceroos scarf, but great to hear that everyone's grabbing the merch. Intellectual says, I got Auckland winning it, make the Knicks mad. 5,000 says, I think Raw are making finals. Mariners fan, by the way. Yeah, I mean, like they've made some interesting signings this season, Brisbane Raw, that's for sure. They have. But yeah, there's just too many question marks around some of these new players, like how are they actually going to go? Great question, 5,000. Best player tonight. I mean, the easy option is probably Goodwin for that incredible goal. I think that was just such a huge moment in this game. But he hasn't been perfect. There has been a few wayward passes from Goodwin. Who's been our best player tonight? It's tricky. I'm like looking at the team. I mean, it's probably Goodwin. It's probably Goodwin. I don't think anyone else has been a real standout. I mean, Miller's been good, not just for the goal, but I think he's actually been all right at right wing back. Irvine's worked pretty hard. Yeah. Another set piece here. Cleared away. Goodwin holds on to it. Does really well here too. Oh, that's another foul, surely. No way. That's incredible. How's that not a foul? Craig Goodwin can't believe. I mean, he's absolutely bundled off the ball. Well. Tarnley says Miller and Goodwin, man of the match. Oh, and here we go. It's a Socceroos debut for Nishan Volupale. He's coming on. Wow, he's coming on for Mitch Duke. So this is a Tony Popovich special here. Melbourne victory winger Nishan Volupale is going to come on for Mitch Duke here, who looked like he was struggling with his shoulder a minute ago. So Volupale getting the nod ahead of Apostolos Stamatolopoulos at the end here. Very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting indeed. Wow, what a moment, Nishan Volupale wearing the number 7 for Australia tonight. G'day, Harvey. Why didn't Ryan go in goals? I think the big thing is the fact that Ryan's just not playing any football at the moment. I mean, to be fair, Gauchi's only played one game for his club, Aston Villa, this season. But Matty Ryan hasn't made a single appearance for AS Roma. He's been stuck on the bench at the Italian club. So that may be a factor. Joe Gauch is a lot younger too, so maybe Popovic is looking to switch it up a bit. And to be fair, Gauchi is a fantastic goalkeeper, as is Paul Izzo, our other option as well. Final stages of this contest. Australia still have a very, very narrow lead, but it's a lead nonetheless. And the win is the most important thing for tonight. Oh, that's a heavy challenge. Are you kidding me? Craig Goodwin, how's that not a foul? Again, I mean, unbelievable. How's that not a... Craig Goodwin just rocked into the back of him. Anyway. So there's our updated lineup. Valupale's playing as striker, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't expect to see that. Did not expect to see that. But Nishan Valupale given the opportunity to play a striker here. Could he score on his Socceroos debut? That's right, 5,000. Gauchi making his Aston Villa debut in the Carabao Cup, the League Cup the other day. Spencer mentions here, if Popovic wants youth, I don't think Gary would have been picked. That's a fair point. Gary, more of an experienced defender. Still a very solid defender, that's for sure. Spencer says savings Ristich for Japan. Good call. Potentially. We'll see. We are going to be live for our watch along for the Japan game as well. So keep an eye out for that one next week. It's Tuesday night. Socceroos away to Japan. Join us for the live watch along for that one. Jordy Boss bursting down the left. Oh, great run. Just couldn't keep it in play. That's surely gone out of play. It has. Craig Goodwin put it in the back of the net, but played well and truly stopped there. I tell you, Jordy Boss has been great since he's come off the bench, hasn't he? Very adventurous, looking to get down that left-hand side. The ball was a mile out of play, so it's not going to count at all. Long ball. China have it. China have it in the final third. Important that we stay switched on for the final moments. Remember, Bahrain scored late. Bahrain scored late against us last month. We do not want to concede another late goal here. It would really hurt us. Even a draw. A draw would not be good. The win, the 3 points, is the most important thing tonight. Great pressure there from Valupale on the keeper, forcing that clearance. What time is kickoff against Japan? I believe it's around 9:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We cannot fumble this one, says Clyde. That's right. We cannot. We can't afford to fumble this one. We can't afford to. We need to get this win. And that's just the priority for these final moments now. Boss. Jordy Boss. Deflected. McGree. Cleared away. A good opening for Australia once again. Born Bardo has asked, what's your predictions for Japan versus Saudi Arabia and Bahrain versus Indonesia? I think Japan will defeat Saudi Arabia. I'm going to go like 2-1. I think it could be close. I'll tell you what, I think Indonesia might get the win against Bahrain. I think Indonesia might get the win. So I'm going to go maybe like 1-0 Indonesia in that game. Goodwin wide for Miller, who shoots. Oh! Well, Lewis Miller, side foot, had the space, but just a bit too much power on it. But Dude, decent effort. That would have been a cracking goal if it went in. Lewis Miller looking for number 2. I think he's been good tonight, Lewis Miller. I think he's been very good tonight. I think, with there's a lot of talk about that, especially that right back position for Australia. We are missing a lot of right backs. No Atkinson, no Gethin Jones, Ryan Strain. And Lewis Miller, for me, maybe it's just because I'm a Mariners fan, and I remember Lewis Miller tearing it up at Mariners a few years ago. But I do think he should be the Socceroos starting right back. And I think he's proved it tonight that he is capable of being the go-to Australia right back going forward. Nervy one for Gary. I guess they're heading it, but China looking to get in behind here. Gauchi claims. Gauchi claims. Saw that one early tonight as well. Bombardo. Out of nowhere, hey, Melbourne Victory with a new signing tonight. Santos, another winger. Yeah. Fred Karacic, he's playing, oh my gosh, I can't remember where he's playing. I forgot the name of the club. He's playing in Europe, and he's playing regular football, I believe. Not sure if we'll see him back in the Socceroos setup anytime soon, Fred Karacic. Maybe. Some younger options maybe just ahead of him. So, how much injury time will we get, dude? Maybe 4. Maybe 4. We have had a few stoppages. Maybe 5. Maybe 5, to be fair. Oh, great passing from Australia. Down the right-hand side here. Valupale delivering. The cross is a bit heavy. Boss is there. Third goal. Come on. Third goal. Boss's cross finds no one either. How much injury time? I'm going to say 5. It's going to be 5. There we go. It's going to be 5. Spencer says, rest of our qualifiers. I'd love a 1-1 draw against Japan. I think that'd be great. 2-0 against Saudi, 2-0 against Bahrain, 2-1 against Indonesia. The loss against Japan, 1-1 draw against Saudi. Yeah, I mean, I'd take those results. That would be enough, wouldn't it, to get us in the top 2? Yeah. When is the first A-League game? It is 8 days away, Sam. The A-League kicks off in just 8 days. Friday next week. Central Coast Mariners hosting Melbourne Victory in a grand final rematch next week. Can't wait for it. So excited. The A-League is just around the corner. It's been great to have these Socceroos games as a bit of a curtain raiser, if you like, to the A-League season. Huge opening round in the A-League. That grand final rematch on the Friday night. And then Auckland playing their first ever game on Saturday, October 19, hosting Brisbane Roar. Newcastle Jets host Melbourne City, and then to finish off on the Saturday, Sydney Derby round 1. Wanderers host Sydney FC. Potential A-League debuts for both Juan Mata and Douglas Costa. Wow. We're going to be doing a live watch-along for that game too. Huge Sydney Derby coming up Saturday next week. And then on Sunday, 2 big games. Wellington host Western United and Macarthur SC host Perth Glory. So round 1, can't wait for it. It's Adelaide United who do have to bye in round 1 in the A-League. McGree, been very involved since coming off the bench. Geordie Boss in behind. Surely. Oh. And again, O'Neill, Valupale. Oh, Nishan Valupale makes it 3. What a moment for the youngster. Off the bench and scoring on debut. Socceroos secure 3 points. Exactly what we needed. And it's the perfect start to life as Socceroos boss for Tony Popovic. What a moment for Australia. What a moment for Valupale. Yes, Nish, indeed. Oh, wow. And as Clyde says here, debut goal, go crazy. The boss, Geordie Boss with the cutback. The ball fell for Nishan Valupale. That is a fantastic finish. Great goal, Sir Spencer. Debut goal. I love Australian football indeed, Kobe. Oh, we love the Nish, Andrew. We love the Nish. What a goal for Nishan Valupale. Rewarded for his good form in the Australia Cup. 5 goals in the Australia Cup for victory. And he's scoring on debut for Australia. I mean, it's a dream moment for Nishan Valupale. Wowee. Fortnite says, watch Nishan score 15 league goals now. Wow. And it's 2 times champ says here as well. Bang, random sub, but guess it was the right call. Well, he was the right place, right time, and he scored. And right at the end here, Aiden Hrustich is going to come on. Bardo says, due to be dropped in the morning. Craig Goodwin coming off. Craig Goodwin coming off here. What a game he's played. Probably Australia's best player tonight. Standing ovation from the Adelaide faithful. Aiden Hrustich returning to the Socceroos on for the last couple minutes. Wowee. Hrustich is on for the final seconds. Australia 3, China 1. Jedor loves it as well. Nish, get in there, son. That's right. What a goal. What a moment for Nishan for Lupale. Scoring on his Australia debut. Incredible. Final minute here. 3-1. All we needed was the 3 points, and we get it. Wow, dude. Wow. Wow, man. Attacking football is back to fireball. It's an improvement. We got to say it's an improvement. Look, it hasn't been the best performance. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been enough. And there's plenty to take from this performance and plenty of reasons to be positive about this qualifying campaign, that it can get back on track for the Socceroos. Really tough game coming up against Japan. But 3 points here at home against China. That was the expectation, and we've got it. Huge. Full-time whistle is going to come any moment now as the Socceroos are set to win here in Adelaide against China. Gutsy performance in the end from Australia. Bardo says, if results go away, we could be second heading into the Japan game. There you go. There you go. How things can change so quickly for Australia. First game in charge of Tony Popovic, 3-1 win, a new look team, a new look formation, and it's worked a treat in the end. Free kick here for China right at the end. Richard says 3 points, 3 goals, much better, feeling more positive. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fortnite says if McGree could stay fit, he would be one of the greatest Socceroos midfielders. I mean, no doubt he's talented, that's for sure. So Socceroos just going to defend this final set piece here from China. Ball is swung in, bouncing away, and surely that's it. Full time in Adelaide. Socceroos 3, China 1. A crucial 3 points for Australia. Great performance in the end. Much more improved. Exactly what we want to see. Highlight of the night has to be that screamer from Craig Goodwin. But 3-1, Tony Popovic has to be happy with that, man. Has to be happy with that. Great watch along, says Rondo Tony. Thank you very much. Appreciate you tuning in. Spencer's happy about it. We are all happy about it. Peacher says, wasn't the prettiest, but I'll take it. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. Look, we won't forget about that opening 20 minutes and how we conceded early on there. For that first half of football, it just took a bit of time, which I tell you what, not surprising. It's obviously going to take a bit of time for this new system to be implemented, for Tony Popovic, this way of playing to, get across to the players. This is a talented group of players, but we're playing a completely different setup here. 3 at the back, and I think it worked for us. I like this system. I think it suits the players, the personnel that we have. Getting these wing backs, high and wide up the pitch. Craig Goodwin, I think he absolutely nailed it in that position, playing sort of that right-hand side, coming in as one of those 10s was great. I think McGree, I think he's a chance to start against Japan. Very curious to see who starts in that Japan game. And of course, we will be doing a live watch along for the Japan game next week. Socceroos taking on Japan. Japan, they play their next match tomorrow morning, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, taking on Saudi Arabia. So that'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on as well. But all eyes on next Tuesday for the Socceroos game. Thanks as well, Baby Rhino, for tuning in tonight. It's an amazing night. See you on Tuesday. Coasty, what a game, says JJ. Absolutely incredible. Tarnley says, I like the system and formation too. Yeah. Look, it wasn't a completely polished performance, and it will take some time for this system to really click, but it's there. The signs are there, and I think we can be positive now about this qualifying campaign. I think we need to be positive. Peach says, new coach bounce against Japan. One can hope. I mean, that'd be huge. That would be awesome. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Jador. Jador says, top work, Lockie. Can't wait to tune in with you live when I'm back in Australia, watching along live. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Jador. Appreciate it, mate. If you guys enjoy the live watch along, make sure to hit the like button on the way out and join us next Tuesday for our watch along for the next Socceroos game against Japan. We're also going to be doing a bunch of live watch alongs throughout this A-League season. We can't wait for it to get underway in just 8 days' time. Huge season coming up. Make sure you guys stay subscribed. Cold watch along, says Clyde. Richard says, great, thanks, mate. G'day from sunny Thornbury. Good stream. It's a new era. Lol, unreal. A new era indeed. A new era indeed. 2 times champ, thank you very, very much for that kind super sticker. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, 2 times champ. Always great to see you here in the live chat. We are feeling very good about this result tonight for the Socceroos. 3 points on the board. We now have 4 points. And I tell you what, we got to look at the table, right? We have to look at the standings before we tune off tonight. Let's just look at it and let it sink in for a moment, and give ourselves a little bit of hope. We don't want to get carried away, of course, but the fact that we've got this win now just sets us just back on track a little bit now for the Socceroos, I think, going forward. And that's the most important thing, that we got 3 points just to get this qualifying campaign back on track. Great performances from Miller, from Craig Goodwin. Thought McGree and Boss were looking pretty good off the bench as well. So for Australia, big game coming up next week against Japan, who take on Saudi Arabia in the morning, first of all. Let's have a look at the standings. Australia currently sit third. Behind Japan and Saudi Arabia. Obviously, a bunch of other teams in our group still yet to play. They're going to be playing over the night. Japan currently top of the group. Saudi Arabia second as well. We'll see there. Expectation is that Japan will probably win that game. But I tell you what, a draw in that game probably wouldn't be a bad result for Australia. But of course, Bahrain, Indonesia, a win for either of those sides over tonight, and those 2 teams are playing each other tonight. If either of those sides win tonight, they will obviously jump ahead of the Socceroos. But look, +1 on the goal difference, 4 points on the board. We can certainly build and finish top 2 to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much, 2 times champ, for that kind super sticker. Common Lockie W. Thank you very much, Clyde. Let's go Newey Jets football. That's right. Great win, Lockie TV show. Guys, join us on Tuesday night for the live watch along of Socceroos taking on Japan. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.